is everybody doing this morning? We have news today. It's going to be the rest of the day, rest of the week, we pretty much have news. We got NFP on Friday. Today, I think we have Jolts news at 10 o'clock. So we're going to be hanging out for about 30 minutes after the open before we probably make a trade. I doubt I'm going to make a trade before then. We really need to wait for news to take place. And I mean, if something is so obvious, market maker sell model, we run liquidity and we give a super obvious inversion gap, I'll consider taking that. But right now we have news, so we want to wait for that to play out. We'll go over higher time frame analysis, but I think my targets are basically still the same. We'll go over those here. We got the 5 minute. Let's just jump up to the monthly, the weekly here. So if we look for a weekly profile, we have the first half. Let's go to the daily. That will be a little bit easier. So right here is the daily profile, daily chart. So this is Monday. So if we look at Monday, this is what I would expect. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, reversal, and then Friday can do anything. Friday could be sideways, it could be back up, it could be down. That is the profile I'm looking for. So Monday, I guess that would be Tuesday. No, that'd be Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I want it to reach up into here. It could reach up into here today. That's absolutely possible. But at the latest, I would like a Wednesday reversal and then a Thursday expansion followed by a Friday expansion. That's what I would like to see. And so far, we're getting this profile set up by seeing higher prices. And I expected it to be somewhat slower considering the previous week was 2 weeks, honestly, were insanely volatile to the downside. We're sitting in this daily fair value gap right now. Here's this daily fair value gap right there. So we know it's balanced this fair value gap and it's ran out of energy to run lower. Next thing, it needs to grab more energy to run lower, and that would be right here. On a higher time frame, we have this large breaker sitting right here. That would be a daily breaker. And that also nicely overlaps with this daily order block. We have that order block sitting right there. That's a bearish order block. Let's make that include the day. So we have some confluences that we have on the higher time frame. We also have this inversion fair value gap on the daily that's been sitting right here where we broke through aggressively. So coming back, finding support in this fair value gap at this breaker, at this bearish order block is kind of where I expect price to reach up into. Now, if it's really heavy, it doesn't have to do that. If it's really heavy, price could just do what's called an institutional order flow entry drill. What I mean by that is right here. If you look at this fair value gap from a few weeks ago, it was, when was it? June, for the month of June. You can see right here that price just wicked down into it barely for basically a day and a half, and then exploded higher because it had purpose. It had a place it was running towards. And that can happen if we're extremely heavy, meaning it may want to only wick up right into this fair value gap sitting right here on the daily and then move quickly. once we hit the daily fair value gap, that's when we start watching price to figure out what does it want to do. Once we hit that higher time frame PD array, that's when we're watching price. So that's what I'm looking for on a higher time frame. Let's drop down to the 4 hour and see what kind of order flow we have going on. This order flow does look as if we are going to hit it today. And looking at this 1 minute here, let's drop down to the 1 hour. We grab these equal lows sitting right here. Those were relatively equal lows. And then we pushed higher. Inverse this 1 hour fair value gap here. And there's not a single fair value gap until we hit these highs. So if there's nothing left for us to run, the only option we have, as far as if we can't look at imbalances, we have to look at liquidity. So we ran liquidity in two places. We ran this swing high, then we ran this swing high, and we only have these two swing highs left. Does it have the energy to reach up to here? We'll find out at open, which is right now. Sorry, I'm working on negotiating a deal for a client. All right, look at that drop. Let's go down to the 15-minute. We got relatively equal lows down here. We ran some highs. We got a tiny fair value gap sitting right there. We have rebalanced. We've ran way past equilibrium and probably ran into the OTE for optimal trade entry. That's extremely bullish right there. Running those lows and then running higher. Reason why we don't take any trades before news is because even though I just said it's bullish, we could see it run the other direction. It could consolidate. This is a signature in price before news that can happen. All right, let's go down to the 5-minute. Let's see what we got going on in this price leg here. Very bullish reaction down there. I do want to mark the previous day low, high, and equilibrium of the day's move. Let's do that here. Okay. So want to mark out midnight open. Good morning, DTT. How you doing? Hopefully you're having a good day, a good start of your morning. If it's morning where you're located at, I'm not exactly sure. So I wanted to get that, and then I do want to just see where our regular trading hours is. Okay, so we got a little bit of a range for our regular trading hours as well. It'd be here to here. And then we got equilibrium of yeah, I like running down to here first. Doing well, trading options. Ooh, okay. Scalping ICT. Howdy. How you doing, my friend? Glad to have you. I use your stream to watch and queue. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. So you trade Apex, or do you do SPY? By the way, I hit my goal for the threshold for Apex, so I've put in the request, and it's just a matter of time before they give me a new Apex code. So thanks for all y'all that use that code. Hopefully by next week I'll have a new one. A new and updated one. Should be good. So the open's pretty consolatory. Not much going on there. Let's see. Sorry, I was getting my accounts all ready to rock and roll. You use Spine and Q. You do your own account. Watching a bonus for Tesla now. Cool. Yeah, I'm pumped. I really hate that code at the top of my screen there, so we'll be able to get a new one, something that's more usable for people. So if we take a look at the 5-minute here, it looks as if we have a market maker buy model based on some of this reaction here. We got relatively equal lows. and we have obviously my target up here. This is my final target sitting right here. That would be my final target for the day. Buy side liquidity sitting right here. This is previous day high, previous day low. We swept the lows during the overnight session, and now we're right in the middle of the range. When you're in the middle of a range, it's not the best. Yeah, I think you could get a bounce for Tesla. We've dropped quite a bit. That bounce, like I said, that bounce would be in line with Nasdaq pushing up to these daily highs or to the daily fair value gap. That's how I would be looking at that. Oh, I'm on the 30-second. Let's go to the 1 minute. Oh, the 1 minute is worse. It is worse looking. We got a tiny fair value gap sitting right here that we just rebalanced. This wick right here rebalanced this tiny 15-minute fair value gap sitting right there. That tiny insignificant 15-minute fair value gap was just rebalanced. Outside of that, we just got these swing highs here and here. I am ultimately looking for price to run these levels, but I'm waiting for news. And after news, I'm looking for some type of manipulation leg that I can get in to participate in it. Patience is key. Patience is everything. Discipline. I think the hardest thing about streaming, the 10-minute Sibi was a bit bigger. Oh, the 10. Yeah, I don't watch the 10-minute. I try to keep it. I guess the 10-minute is a legit one if you try to break it up, 30-minute increments into AMD. The first 10 minutes would be accumulation, then manipulation, then distribution. So that's very doable. I just really don't look at it that much. The same with the 90-minute. There's people on X that watch the 90-minute, and I don't watch it at all. 90 and 30-minute, for that matter. My main time frames are the 1, 5, 15, and 1 hour. And then obviously the 4 hour and daily for context. Yeah, we're probably going to. I mean, we'll see. We'll find out with the JOLTS news here, but this candle's not redelivering off of anything. See that? Here's that candle's high. What are we hitting? That candle's sitting at 19,320. So it rebalanced, it ran these highs on the 1 minute, but it's not a high enough time frame, especially when we got this right here, for me to want to go short. See what I mean? we have this inversion right here, this 1 minute inversion that just closed. I'm not interested in that, considering we haven't really hit a key level. So we want to avoid those. Could it work out? Absolutely. And it can go without me. What I was trying to say is that the thing about streaming with people is really, if I'm on the other end of the screen, I want activity, I want action. And on this side of the screen, I'm trying to exercise discipline and self-control. And those two don't go together on both sides of the screen. If the other side of the screen wants action, well, discipline and self-control is not the characteristics you want to hear on the other side of the screen. But if you want to become profitable and you want to see success in your trading, it is absolutely the thing you need most often. Your ability to sit in silence, your ability to sit on your hands, your ability to be patient and wait and watch setups run without you. Guys, I'm saying this out loud so I can hear it myself, because it is the absolute truth if you want to see success and profitability. The less you trade, the more successful you will become. All right, so obviously that did work out. We just didn't hit any key levels that I wanted. So it's a B minus, B plus setup. So I'm not taking that. Now it looks like we are running to fill this imbalance. We just hit the consequent encroachment or the equilibrium of the previous day's range right here. Previous day's range equilibrium is this red line on the 15 minute that I have sitting right there. We also swept these equal lows. This is the kind of move that I really wanted, lower, because if we move lower, then I can go higher. We ended up going higher. Did you guys see that? We ended up running higher yesterday after that drop. So even though like I said, it was the PM session that had that big run up. Eventually, it fell off again, but that's what I was looking for. Scalping ICT. Got that drop lower. Nice job. Did you take the inversion, or what was your entry model? Morning, CM. How you doing, my friend? I'm glad to have you. By the way, I got for CM, he's been here for a minute, and I appreciate him coming on stream. The good news is I got my last transaction with Apex, so I'll be able to get a new code. So I'm pumped about that. Here is a breaker, a high, low, higher, high. Let's see if it wants to move past this fair value gap right here. If it wants to continue lower right here. This is where you'd want to see it run lower. If it blows through this, we have this 1 minute fair value gap sitting right here. Market maker sell model, silver bullet leg on 32nd. So the silver bullet doesn't happen till 9. So ICT's silver bullet, it's between 10 and 11, and it's 9:47. I do see you got a quick market maker sell model there. I can agree to that. But this, honestly, if this was a market maker sell model, I would call this this on the 15 minute, a close here in 11 minutes would guarantee or convince me that we want to move lower. Now it may do that before then. If we got the 5 minute sitting right here, We just aren't re-delivering from anything, guys. That is the problem. We have what are we delivering from? We're in the middle of this price leg from this high, and I'm asking you guys on the chat. We have this high to this low. This is our price leg. We're in the middle of it. I just don't know what we're re-delivering from. Silver boil hour is what you're referring to, but he refers to the final sprint of a market maker X model as the silver bullet. I haven't heard him say that. Maybe I missed that video. And it's certainly possible with thousands of videos on his channel. So, hey, if you guys are on the stream, hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. The likes are free, and I would appreciate them. I do like these equal lows on the 5-minute. If we are going to change directions, I do like that. It's sitting right at equilibrium of this range, which would be nice to stab into before we move higher. So that's at, what is it, 19,200 about, so about 50 points away. So these are big candles. These are big candles, guys. I mean, this each one of these numbers is 10 handles. Let's look at the 30-second here. I want to see. I do like this breaker here. It overlaps with a small fair value gap sitting right here. May not get it. Got 10 minutes till news. It's usually a strong and quick displacement from second stage distribution to original consolidation. Awesome. Sweet, man. Well, congrats. Glad you grabbed it. I like when people are making money on stream. Those 19,207 equal lows look juicy. Yeah, I know. I do. I kind of am liking that as well. We got news in 8 minutes. That's my only concern. And I do like it using this fair value gap right here as my entry to go lower. We got this breaker, high, low, higher, high, breaking lower right there. The only other negative is we aren't really delivering. We really haven't swept a specific high. So because I don't see an obvious swing high that we've grabbed, I'm probably going to have to sit out on that one. But I want that too. I really do. You have 10 more people watching you than I have. It took a second for me to figure out what you're saying, considering I have 11 people. I appreciate the humor. As this grows, I do plan on having people come up on stage and chatting with people. different walks of life, different trading styles, and doing that. I just like I like conversation. I like hanging out. And the hardest thing about the social aspect of trading is really a downer. There's really not much social interaction other than what you see on social media. So creating a community is really what I want of traders. Honestly, of believers, people that love Christ, that believe that they can be financially free through trading. And that's really what we're focusing on. I put out a video yesterday on fair value gaps. Or I should say, I put it out at like 2 a.m. this morning. I was a little disappointed when I woke up and I only saw 17 views. Not going to lie. But that happens. That's part of the game. Part of the YouTube algorithm game. I thought it was a good thumbnail, though. Did you guys see that thumbnail? I thought that was legit. I was impressed with my own thumbnail. Yeah, a lot of people found me on that video, considering it got 12,000 views so far. But that's not necessarily the style of videos I really want to do. I don't like just talking about other prominent YouTubers on YouTube. I want to talk about trading. I want to talk about the kingdom of heaven and use those as my platform, not somebody else's channel. But as you're getting started, I know that I have to. I got to use some of that just to get the exposure of other people's names. It'll get there. I've grown quite a bit. Frankly, it was a lot from that video. So thanks for finding me. I'm glad you're here. Scalping. I like that, scalping ICT. So we got 5 minutes till news, and it looks like it's going to hit these equal lows before us. I'm assuming, oh, hey, T-Man, what's going on, my friend? I didn't see your post there. Who said equal lows, juicy equal lows? Juicy, 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 juicy. Yeah, CM. Were you talking about these lows that I got right here? Sitting at 19,205. Because there's some lower ones I see here as well, but I think those were the ones that I want, and it's filling this opening range gap. It's filling it right now. So hitting this low and filling this range, it would give me permission to start looking for a long. Also, once news hits, then that gives us an opportunity. Four-hour order block, is that what it's hitting right now? Yeah, we do got that 4-hour order block. We did close, so it is an official order block right there. I just don't like how it did all of that and then came down here with 2 minutes left in the candle. That's not very promising for a move higher. That kind of puts a little slap in the face on the idea of a higher move. A little bit. The 1 hour, nice displacement lower. Well, 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 folks, it looks like that is... We might be looking at this breaker as to go lower instead of higher. It's a lot of consolidation in here, down here. Might be running to, we have midnight open. I don't think it's going to reach all the way to midnight open, but we could run to this hourly, which also overlaps with this breaker. That looks really nice, actually. Do you guys see that? There's the breaker. And that overlaps with this 1 hour BISI sitting right there. I'm going to get rid of the daily because that's just all done with. And we already rebalanced this range right here. Can't go long here. Why can't we go long? Why can't we go long? Even if it's a big giant candle. 185 headed to London low. London day. LD London. 185. 185 it could be. I really do like the way this looks though on the charts on the hourly. We did grab liquidity down here. We grabbed equal lows. We grabbed some liquidity on this move lower, giving us a 1 hour breaker sitting right here. So I do like that. If we get a nice displacing candle here, I would be interested in taking that lower again. Especially off of the Jolts news. Let's see if we get a reaction to up here. All right. It's time to put on the gloves. Good morning. Alkai, how you doing, my friend? $30 right here. You could take this on the close of that candle to these lows. That probably would work. We grab liquidity right here. I won't be taking it. There's the close. I would expect us to hit these lows right now. Or just too low for me to want to take it. So there was a 30-second play. I know that was last second to call it, but it was there. All right, so here is the breaker and the order block. Or breaker, it has we got a lot of things here. We got an order block, we got a breaker, and we got an hour BISI. All right in here. This is the area that I'm referring to. So we got low, high, lower low. This area right here. This little bit of price action right there is the wick. So obviously you're not going long once you hit this level because price is being pretty aggressive to the downside. All right, so there's the BISI hit, and let's see if it pushes down to this breaker. It should get some type of reaction, a retracement here. It doesn't mean it's moving the other direction. We left these equal highs sitting right here. Maybe for later. What am I looking for? I'm looking for an obvious setup. I want obvious. Obvious for me. Obvious for you may be different, and that's totally cool. Scalp and ICT had a market maker sell model entry that he took, and it was obvious. It sounded like it was obvious for him. So you have to take the obvious trades that you see. I do like this. I would play this. We hit the wick high of this breaker. So if I put this on the wick high, look where that lands. See that? That lands almost perfectly. Be trading off screen on my micro account. My higher time frame analysis, guys, is that we're coming up. We're going to be running to this buy side liquidity, which also is a daily fair value gap. This is what I want, and I'm looking for that opportunity. I'm looking intently for that option. That's what I would want. It doesn't mean I'm grabbing the whole move, but I want to take that entry that's going to give it to me. What is this? Those are the equal lows. Okay, so these were equal lows right here. This is a big fair value gap. We're looking at how many handles on that? That's 23 handles. That's a big fair value gap. Hitting new week opening gap right now. Did I put, I'm pretty sure, oh, I must have deleted that. CM, is that to the downside or upside? I'm assuming to the downside, right? Thursday, Friday. Yeah, so we're heading to the downside. Yeah, that's what I think here. I will be taking this most likely. All right. We are long here. Let's see if we can get something here. I don't know if I can put, let me see if I can put it on my screen here. Do I have it set up? No. Let's see if I can get it here real quick, guys. If it pops up on screen, it's because it wasn't selected. So it's trying to load right now, hopefully. All right, so price is moving. I like this. Let's see if it wants to hold it. Come on, switch over. Jump on that screen. All right, it's not doing it, so I'm going to go back so you guys can see the screen. All right, let's keep going. We're targeting these equal highs here. Come on, hit it. Let's go. Oh. Come on. Hit it. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. That was an obvious trade right there. That was pretty. What was that? That was like 25 handles. I'll take 25 handles. Sorry, guys. I tried to get it on there so I could show you. Let's see if it still hasn't gone up there. Come on. That sucks. I wanted to show you guys that trade entry. I'm glad you called that CM, that new week opening gap, because that gave me even more confidence when you said that it hit that. And you're absolutely right. It was right. This is the new week opening gap is sitting right around here. which is about 19,170, and we're hitting 1965-ish. Yeah. Nice play. Nice play. Way to go. Way to go. Way to go. Way to go. That's enough for me, to be honest. I would be happy to walk away right now. I am going to log out of my copied accounts. We're going to close those. Yes, and we're going to go to my cash account. I decided to start trading my cash account again. My cash account's only like $2,000. I just had a really small cash account that I wanted to use. Because my thought process in using a cash account and not just using funded accounts is, what if all these funded accounts disappear? What if they say you can't do those anymore? Or they put more restrictions on them? Well, I copy, multiple accounts. It gives me really high contract amounts, but I don't feel it because I'm trading just one account and it's copied on, several other accounts. What if they take those away? I need to be able to build up that strength to trade multiple accounts. So that's kind of that idea. I want to see if it holds these equal lows right here. We're bouncing into this again. We're dropping it. I want this inversion gap to find support. I want this to find support right here. It could reach into this fair value gap right here, but ultimately I want it to find some support. Let's look at the 5-minute real quick. The 5-minute has not made a change in state of delivery. So that is telling. We could see lower prices still. I really was hoping that this green candle was going to close above this. That would have been an indication that we would see higher prices. Give me a second, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so look at that respect to the fair value gap or the consequent encroachment right there. I like that. Now I would be interested in this inverting right here and running. This is not an A+ setup. It's a lower quality. It's, maybe an A. We're redelivering. We're in extreme discount. We hit a breaker on a higher time frame. New week opening gap. We're still respecting that initial fair value gap here, inversion gap, and we have a higher time frame target of the daily highs that give me enough confidence that if this inverses right here, that would be an opportunity for a trade. That would be an opportunity for a trade. What's up, Peter? How you doing? Have any trades today so far? I thought I turned the screen on. Anybody watching the Olympics? I'm going to get a little political here for a second. Anybody watch the Olympics? I love the Olympics. I mean, it's inspiring. I mean, when you look at people dedicating their lives to be the best that they can be, it's extremely inspiring. It's exactly what we're doing here. We are spending time, energy, we're studying to become the best we can be to make money in a way that most people dream of making. And I love the camaraderie of the Olympics. Okay, here's this. I'm on a 1 micro account. I will take this if it closes. We are outside of the macro time by the time this closes. It needs to close on this candle. It would need to close on this candle for me to be interested in it. Boycotting the Olympics at this point. You know what? To be honest, I understand. I freaking understand, and that's what I'm gonna freaking talk about. I'm pretty sure John's touching on what I'm about to hit. Hi, I'm doing fine. 1 trade only so far for 11 points. Way to go. All right, let's see if this closes here. Just a single micro play if it closes above. Okay, no close, no entry. No close, no entry. I think it might run without us though here. Good morning, BF. How you doing? I'm watching this trade, and then I want to talk about the Olympics, but I'm just watching this. Okay, there's the entry. As soon as we run this high right here, we'd want to move our stop to break even. As soon as you hit that high, you'd want to move your stop to break even. Actually, it probably would be more appropriate to hit that high here. There's a high, stop to break even there. All right, let's sell it there. That was for another 18 handles. Good win, folks. Good win. 18 handle move right there. And I think that's going to be it for me today. I have struggled trading after stream and in the afternoon sessions, and it's just a bunch of wasted time, to be honest. So I am done. I'm still going to do some price reading. But I, like John said, boycotting, it's so hard for me. Here's why, John. I'm going to answer this. Because the individual athletes are not the ones that are supporting this freaking insane ceremony. It was literally a French artist that was in that was in the play industry, and honestly has to be demonically filled. I mean, that's my opinion of it, and you can't convince me otherwise. There is no way somebody does all of that with the intention. Think about this, the reality of this. Islam and other religions like that actually want to kill homosexuals, want to kill gays and lesbians. Christians don't. We just believe it's against the word of God. We love them. We would never want to hurt them. We would be friends with them. Yet they want to mock what we believe and not mock Islam, who actually wants to kill them for the way they live. It just blows my mind that they literally just want to mock. It's very frustrating. It's a sign of where we are. It's like we're in a modern Babylon, to be honest. It's just disgusting. And now more than ever, I feel I have to be vocal. I have to stand on my beliefs. I have to stand on the principles of the kingdom of heaven. I want to teach the principles of the kingdom of heaven, show people how much they work, and how you can live by them and see fruit in your life. And that's how I've gotten to where I am today with day trading. It hasn't been anything but because of the word of God and what I believe and the lessons I've learned from reading scripture. And I've shared some of those on some shorts. We got equal lows here, right here. You guys see that? So we got relatively equal lows sitting right here. We swept it, but it's just not enough. It's not enough for me. So I would not take this long right here. I would not go long on this because we got relatively equal lows. Yes, we did grab the liquidity, but when I look for a liquidity sweep, I want, 4 to 8 handles of a sweep. Literally a tick or two, it's enough for it to go, but it's just not something I would want to participate in. I got children standing in front of my door, just staring at me. I can't wait for them to go back to school. I love hanging out. I love summertime. But when I'm doing stuff like this and they're just staring at me through my French doors, they're just literally staring at me. They even have a piece of paper that has what they want to ask me on it. All right, here's that sweep I'm talking about. So let's see if it's a sweep or if we're running lower. You got 28 seconds on this candle. I love the Olympics though, guys. I really do. And it inspires me to see somebody put so much dedication to work. And it's the same type of dedication we literally need to have as well. Scalp and ICT, bearish order flow on 5-minute and 15-minute, no? Question mark? Let's see. Absolutely. The only reason why I'm looking is we hit this breaker here. Well, here's what I think we could do. We could stick around this area for a little while longer. It is absolutely bearish order flow on the 5-minute. Let's look on the 15-minute. Look what, so we have this candle wick into this 15-minute fair value gap. Do you see that right there? Yeah, it's because I'm talking and all that stuff. Now that I'm sitting here looking, I'll be a little more on point. So we got a 15-minute SIBI sitting right here. So it went into this fair value gap. Anytime you have a fair value gap on a 15-minute level, the next thing, and it wicks up into it, the next thing I'm looking for is the opposite direction, and I'm finding liquidity. So more than likely, I would expect this low to be ran because it grabbed the energy from this imbalance and it runs lower here. I would have preferred it to come up a little bit higher. I would have loved for it to come up into this breaker. I guess it didn't need to. But that's what I would be looking for. Is, all right, we hit this. Do we have an entry to go short? So we have a high, low, higher high. We break lower. This would be your breaker right here. We're hitting it right now. So the question is are you comfortable going short right here in discount? We are in discount. So from this low to this high, discount is sitting right here. So we're literally at equilibrium. So the downside, as we're going through this, this is 50-50 either way. Yes, we're seeing order flow lower, but we're also sitting at equilibrium with a higher time frame draw after a higher time frame draw lower for the last 2 weeks. And it could just be straight up consolidation. We may just come down and hit this 50. We could hit this 15-minute. That's what I'm saying. It needs to be obvious. Just got the most recent 25-point drop, another silver bullet. This would have been your breaker, so it has the opportunity to run this low. That would be the most obvious answer to me. So it should run that low based on us grabbing this 15-minute fair value gap and then looking at the opposing liquidity. So then what you do is once we hit that 15-minute time frame, we drop down to a 1 minute. We see that it hit right here, and now we look for an entry. We see displacement. Let's see if we got displacement on the 5-minute. So the 5-minute at 10:24, we closed below it. 3:24, we closed below it. And we created a 5-minute change in state of delivery. So we're looking for price to come up to that level. Right here, I would look for price to come up into this level again. And then that would be my short entry. Now you have to be careful because we have this fair value gap here and we have a swing high here, and it could this order block, this breaker is really large. So that's a large order block that it could actually run into. You have this as your initial entry, but this is a lot of space. That's 25 handles of potential drawdown. So you just got to figure out where you want your entry and what type of risk you're willing to take for that. If it was me, I would have wanted this to hit right away. I would have wanted this to hit right away. The mean threshold of this 5-minute order block is sitting right here at 19,209. So we don't want price to reach higher than that. So I would say an entry above this, if you are not in, an entry above this wick would be a decent entry. If you're not already in, you should have been in on the 1024 if you were playing this breaker. So your entry would look something like this. We would get in there. I would set a standard 10 handle stop loss, which is what I use, and then I would use this as my target right there. So 33 handles is what that would be. And honestly, if we break these lows, I would take size off, and I'd be moving my stop to break even. At this point, it running that low already, 28 handles, you should be taking profit, and I would have my stop to break even. All right, so there's the trade idea play out. And where did that come from? That came from Scalp and ICT mentioning bearish order flow, and as I look up at the 15-minute, it became obvious. Now, at this point, do we still see bearish order flow? Do we want to see lower prices? We may see lower prices. We are in a 1 hour fair value gap, though. That is my biggest hindrance of seeing lower prices. In addition to that, we also have a breaker sitting right here as well. So when I see signatures in price like this, and my personal preference or my personal belief for the week is that we retrace up into this hourly or this daily fair value gap sitting right here, it's hard for me to continue to see a lower move. Do you know what I'm saying? So that just the context. You might have different context on where price is going to go and think that it's not going to hit this large fair value gap right here. But that is what I'm looking at as my target. There's the target right there, the daily. So I really think this breaker is going to hold on the hourly. And this is even on the 15-minute. We have it right here. If we do the first up close candle on the 15-minute chart, that breaker is sitting right here, and it's right there. I mean, it's to the tick, almost not to the tick, but it's within a few handles. So let's look at that 15-minute here. That 15-minute drawdown so far is 4 handles on that 15-minute breaker. So we take the highest up close candle. To the left is a fair value gap. I'm not taking this because I'm done for the day. I really like this though. I just need to see an entry to go long. There's a fair value gap to the left. It's a SIBI. There's a fair value gap to the right. Overlaps with that breaker. This is that 15-minute fair value gap. Overlaps with the breaker sitting right here. And the bodies on the 1 minute so far are respecting it. Let's see on the 5-minute. This could all change in a few minutes because it does look bearish. It really does. You just got to get the right context. 4 hours bearish over many, many days, heavily in bearish order flow. That looks like this. So this is the 4 hour, what we've seen. I mean, I agree with you. I just know my target is the daily fair value gap. Could it go lower without hitting this level? Guys, I apologize. I need to answer this. So even though I want to see this work, I don't take an entry when it hits it. I need to see order flow change direction. Order flow has to change direction. So if you have a bias to go for short, you go short, and you need to look for your model to get in short. I want to see it move up from here, but I need to see order flow show me it wants to do that. If it doesn't, I don't take a trade, right? You can't take a trade off of it. So even though we have bearish order flow, we have a giant wick here. We probably could see it run lower right here. What I'm looking at is I want to find that move that's going to give me a move to this buy side liquidity. We may not get it. If we don't get it, we don't get it. That's part of growing as a trader, and I'm okay being wrong. I'm okay admitting that, hey, I'm wrong if that happens. But we still got a lot of playtime for this to actually run up there. This week, my goal was it hitting this level this week. So in the near term, we may just run right through this level. So we got 24 minutes on the hourly. We are tagging the midnight open right now. Midnight open just got tagged right there. And 15-minute, we have that large 15-minute fair value gap right here. I will say this. If we close below this 15-minute, I probably say we're seeing lower prices to come. This is probably the fair value gap that I'm watching to see if I'm changing my position, so to speak, on higher prices today. This fair value gap right here is going to close in about 8 minutes. And that's going to be the beginning of our macro time for 11 a.m. Good chance of hitting 1977. That's way down here, folks, right there. That level right here, I put that on there. Yeah, that's previous day's low. Is that previous day low? Did I have that? No, that's not. That's overnight lows. Previous day low is right here. And we're about to hit that. Did we already hit that? Previous day low is 1913 or 19113. We just hit previous day lows during, you could see a reversal right here. I don't care if it hit it overnight. Hitting it during the regular trading hour session is what you want to see. So that's the previous day low sitting right here. It's extremely heavy right here. Shoot. All right, guys, I'm going to have to cut stream early. There's some new laws that is going to affect. Oh, man, look at that. Let's see if it wants to continue to hold that. I would be watching this previous day low right here. That's what I'd be watching. I'm going to have to cut stream a little early today, guys. Main reason is we have some new rules in the real estate industry that are going to affect the industry in a big way. And there's a meeting that started 30 minutes ago and I forgot about it. All right, so look, this is a big reaction. Let's see if it wants to continue that. Again, like I said, I'm looking for a close in this 15-minute. If we're going to close below or above it. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a day here. Thanks for joining today. I had fun. This was a great stream, great conversation, great insight from some of the other traders here. And I will be on again tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Nice. Well, come join Scalpin ICT. Let's hang out. I enjoy having you on here. We'll see you guys tomorrow, okay?